What's up, everybody? Stoney here for another review. This time we're going to do things a little bit different. Going to do something different today. First thing I want to introduce is this. Whoa! Ice cold, sat in the freezer for a little bit. Beer mug. Just got it online. Now, usually I do wine reviews, but I'm going to change it up today. A couple months ago for Easter, my mother-in-law, who works at a place called Drug Emporium, have what's called a growler machine. And I had looked into the growlers as I was doing my wine reviews and was starting to take an interest in them, thinking about buying one. Had talked to her about it, had talked to a couple of different people about growlers, and finally for Easter, my mother-in-law surprised me with a growler. And not only that, she also surprised me with another growler for my birthday. So I now am the proud owner of two growlers. Now, a growler is a large glass container where you can get beer filled up. And today's beer is going to be Cell Block 304 from the Parkersburg Brewing Company. I first heard about this because not a lot of people around me have growler stations, so the closest one is where my mother-in-law works, which is about 20 miles or so. Not very far at all, really. But they have an app that you can check on things. It's called Untapped. And what you can do is you can figure out how periodically they change what is on tap at the growler station. You can taste a couple, one, two, or three, and you can pick one to fill your growler full of. So, and that's very good for me because I like to try new beers and new wines. I should insert here, this is a hobby. I don't promote consumption of alcohol, especially in excess or underage. So, drink responsibly, folks. Do it. Now, this is from the Parkersburg Brewing Company. This is a local company from Parkersburg, West Virginia. I'm a West Virginia boy, so I'm proudly going to promote this business because I support all local businesses. I love the state of West Virginia, so anything local, I really am excited to try out and to help any local businesses that I possibly can. Now, Parkersburg is like an hour away from where I live, but that's close enough. The new thing is the growler. I love it. I love going there. I usually, growler, I think this is about, let me look here, 64 ounces maybe. But it lasts me a couple days because I don't drink excess. I drink a glass or two a day, and that's about it. I don't get drunk. I don't, lose my inhibition or anything of that nature. I drink purely for fun and for a hobby. Now, when this particular beer, I was scrolling through one day, and the name in itself, Cell Block 304. Now, 304 is the West Virginia area code. If you see a 304 shirt, that's probably a West Virginian. Cell Block 304. That's just a cool name for a beer. That is an awesome name for a beer. Its ABV is 5.6%. I'm going to insert from their website a brief little blurb on Cell Block 304 and the Parkersburg Brewing Company. But that is just the cool name for a beer. Another cool one is Devil Ants. But just what kind of beer are you drinking? I'm drinking Cell Block 304. That's just a cool name for a beer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really skip the tour of the bottle because I don't have one. It's in my growler. And my growler is pretty standard. It's nothing special to look at. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour me a little less than a glass, and I'm going to go through do an in-depth review, and then we'll go from there. All right. Okay, so I just got it poured, and here we are. Cell Block 304. Cell Block 304. It's got a dark body with a light brown foam at the top. Kind of a little bit darker than I was expecting, quite honestly. I didn't expect such a dark type of beer from Cell Block 304. Just, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird like that. But here we go. It's got a little bit of a... I'm going to do a smell real quick if you haven't noticed. It's got a little bit of a coffee bean sort of smell to it, but it does have a good quality beer smell. Oh yeah, that's good. As a quality beer. When you first drink it, it feels like you're drinking a cold cup of coffee, like an iced coffee or something the new age kids are drinking. But it's got like an iced coffee taste when you first enter, and then you get like the different flavors kick in as you start to swallow. Yeah. Once it hits the back of your throat, that's when the full flavor really starts to kick in. It's got the aftertaste of coffee mixed with a little bit of beer. It's ice cold. I mean, that is a quality cold beer right there. But it's a good beer to drink on. It's full of flavors. It's full of flavors. You know, I'll typically drink a Coors Light. That's usually my daily go-to beer. But this right here is, for a local beer, I mean, it is a full flavored beer. It is smooth. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a beer that's hard to take. It's a smooth coffee tasting, to me. It is to me. Like I said, guys, this is just my opinion, so you can take it or leave it. But this is a smooth coffee, and I like coffee, tasting beer with it's easy to drink. You know, some beers you that you try that's new, it's got that beer taste, and sometimes it's got that cheap beer taste, but this right here is a quality beer. I mean, when you drink it, it's not hard on it's not hard to drink. It's so just I mean, 2 or 3 sips and you're down to almost nothing. The flavors just hit you when it gets down into your throat, then down, that's when the flavors really start to explode. Yeah. This is a quality beer. This would go really good with a hamburger. This would go really good with probably chicken wings, a bologna sandwich, something a little bit on the bitter side, because this has a sweet and bitter kind of taste to it. So uh, it would complement the taste of a hamburger really well. They would complement the taste of a bologna sandwich really well. And this is a working man's channel. We don't go for the highfalutin stuff. We like local stuff. We like good stuff. But we like to keep things price reasonable. I think to get my growler refilled was like $13, and that's 64 ounces, and it's lasted me. I mean, it's lasted me a good while, because I've got different beers and wines that I drink. So this is my Cell Block 304 review. I thought I've got about half of a growler left. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So that's good. If you need an afternoon drink, that is a quality beer that you'll be drinking. If you need an afternoon something just to drink while you're watching TV, that is a quality beer right there. I'm gonna leave that last little bit to drink off camera, but folks, I highly recommend this. I highly recommend it with a hamburger. I highly recommend it with another local business, a Tudor's biscuit in the evening, little breakfast for dinner kind of deal, with a Cell Block 304. Oh my, that's delicious. Now, the taste may be a little bit different out of a bottle, can, etc., but out of a growler, to review what we've discussed while tasting, it's got a sourness to it, but it's got a sweetness to it. It's got a coffee taste to it. It has all kinds of different flavors. It has a certain bitterness that complements the sweetness from the coffee to make it an easy drinkable beer. It's not hard to drink. If you're a rookie, novice, if you're beginner, intermediate, I consider myself beginner into intermediate because I haven't been drinking that long, but enough to where I feel like I can give a quality review on things from my perspective. This is a good beer to drink. This is a beer I could drink. And I've tasted beers that I just could not handle. I mean, some of them just, ugh. But this Cell Block 304, this is a quality, local business beer. And I highly, highly recommend it. Folks, please check out Cell Block 304. They have a website, which I'll provide. They have a Facebook page, which if you're old like me, I love Facebook. So that's where I usually find out information. I'm anxious to try different products from the Parkersburg Brewing Company. I am hereby giving them my complete stamp of approval and will help them in any way I possibly can, because the Cell Block 304 has exceeded my expectations. When you come up with a name as cool as the Cell Block 304 brew from the Parkersburg Brewing Company, your expectations are already high. And anything less than a high quality beer is unacceptable. Fortunately for the Parkersburg Brewing Company, they met, and I could possibly say exceeded expectations with the quality tasting beer that is the Cell Block 304. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. There's more reviews coming. Please like, please subscribe, please drop a comment or two on the page. And until next time, I'll catch you down the road.